talking with the crew and the cast, it's like almost like summer camp being put back together, but there's X amount of new campers. And there's new faces to meet, you know? And it's like, literally like you see the same counselors and it's all very familiar, but there's a new influx of campers every year, so.
Attention all campers.
There's now new energy and it's good because it's nice to mix things up every once in a while.
You're waiting to see who's in your classes and who's coming in and will everybody be nice or is it gonna be crazy?
I mean, camp would be boring if we always had the same campers.
I always say that the pilot, you had a familiar world, but you didn't know the people. You knew there was a kid from the wrong side of the tracks, you knew there was the pretty and the popular. So you kind of knew what the world was, but you didn't know who the people were in that world. In season 5, I felt like it was the opposite. I felt like now you know the people, but you don't know the world. I think that going into this season now, that we have a dynamic shift in the cast, that we're meeting new people again, that we've jumped ahead again in time, I think that we're feeling that energy over again. It's the first day of season 7 of One Tree Hill, and we're about to do a table reading with the cast, and we all sit around the table and we read the first script. It's like going back to school after a summer break. You know, everybody gets to refamiliarize themselves with their characters and with each other.
It's really amazing. I mean, we are getting 2 of the 3 main characters introduced in this very first episode, as well as catching up 14 months later with all of our other characters, which would be enough for any episode.
There is, I think, a sense of anticipation about what the show is going to evolve into, but I think everybody's looking forward to what the show is going to be.
David Black and end of episode 701.
First day of season 7, and I think we're all inspired and feeling good about it.
You know, the new characters that we're bringing in, but it's exciting to see that the show still has the same heart. You know, I think our son had a great time today.
Mm-hmm.
He has his mom to thank for that.
I have his dad to thank for a great life.
Nathan and Haley are, I think, coming into this season in a pretty good place. You know, Nathan's coming off a successful season with the Bobcats. Haley's working on her album again and running the Red Bedroom Records.
This season has been super awesome for me musically because it's been so much fun to be able to get up on stage and play and just sing, and I'm just incredibly grateful because it's been a really, really once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So thank you, Mark and Joe.
I think creatively.
A friendship that kind of blossomed from their professional relationship.
I think the Clay character also allows us to walk that really interesting fine line of business versus friendship. And you've got a guy who loves Nathan immensely, cares for Haley and Jamie, but also is the protector of their livelihood and is the caretaker of Nathan's dream in a way. And how does that inform what Clay wants?
I can play Haley's sister, Quinn. Get your sexy butt over here. Having to have new characters, it's such a fun relationship. You know, you had the brothers before in all the other seasons, and now you have 2 girls who are sisters.
We've got a whole lot to try and work out and figure out all the ins and outs of what our relationship looked like, you know, what kind of fights recur within our relationship, what our issues of tension are. We don't know yet. We're trying to figure that out. Chantel has quickly become one of my favorite people. I love her. I needed that experience to go sit and talk with her because she has a sister that's a little younger than her. So I was just picking her brain. You know, how do you guys function together? What does that look like growing up with a sister? I can't imagine that.
I actually read for the role of Alex, which will also be a new character on the show. And then they asked me to read for Quinn, and I fell in love with Quinn and like her depth and her story and everything about her.
And I think bringing in Quinn as Haley's sister additionally gives her history that the fans and the writers haven't been a part of but have alluded to.
You've talked about her since what, season 2?
We've talked about her for quite a while, absolutely since season 1 even. You know, we knew that Haley was the youngest of a big family, and now it's nice to be able to meet that character, and then yet we haven't scratched the surface of who she is and what her journeys are.
I missed you, Haley Bob. I missed you too.
She's here to stir up a little bit of trouble, maybe create some drama. First scene is with Haley and Jamie, and I haven't seen them in a while, and I show up to surprise him at his birthday party, and I also surprise him with a nice cake in the face.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how we were going to introduce Quinn. It's like, you know, it's Jamie's birthday, and Haley's always been a bit of a prankster, and I thought, where would she get that from? She was the youngest, and she was close with Quinn, so.
Be able to do this!
And cut.
The first take, there was barely any cake on my face, so then they had to rub my face in the cake, and the next take, it was all over my face.
And action.
Jackson Brunch taking one for the team. He's a good sport, that kid.
I felt kind of bad though. Like I pulled him up and I was like, is it okay that I like really rubbed his face in? And he's like, that was awesome. I'm like, okay, good.
Those are the best cake ever. Hey,
I wonder what I look
let me have some of this. That's good.
Your clothes, your head looks like you're bleeding.
I know.
She was a little sinister when she shoved his face in the cake, so we haven't seen the retaliation from Jackson/Jamie yet, so that's up next. Stay tuned.
And action.
Oh, you're so dead!
Great. And cut. Very nice.
So, what's the shower situation?
Awesome.
I'm Haley, anyway. It's nice to meet you.
Miranda Stone.
I know the label's gonna run a lot smoother with you at the helm.
Yeah, when we said we'd free you up, that's not what we meant.
I don't understand.
I'm not here to run the label. I'm here to close it. Hi, I am India de Beaufort, and I'm going to be playing Miranda Stone on this season of One Tree Hill. I've always wanted a pool table. She comes in, she kind of gives Haley a bit of a hard time. She seems like a mean, bossy type, but you just never know with these girls.
India is so fun. Oh, God, what did she say? She texts me random, like, British slang all the time. It's hilarious. Things like, are you having a bubble? Which means a bubble bath. Are you having a laugh? Because apparently rhyming things has something to do. So I'll give you a call on the dog and bone. Phone, dog and bone. I'll give you a call on the dog. I don't understand how it works. It's funny, though.
Please explain how this impromptu concert is getting your album completed on schedule.
Only if you explain to me the deal with the schedule. I think Haley needs somebody to bitch out a little bit besides Nathan.
Yeah, she does. And somehow, villains just sort of sound more elegant with a British accent.
It's absolutely true.
If you talk to the crew, if you talk to the actors that are here, if you talk to the writers and the producers, people love the show, and they wanted the show to continue, and I wanted the show to continue, and I think we're all really thrilled that it has, and it will. And we feel very fortunate for the 6 years that we had, and for Chad and Hillary and the way that that component works so well. But we move forward with enthusiasm and optimism.
I could only describe how it's been with sounds. It'd probably be, and that's how I'd sum it up.
It's been really great. Everybody, especially Joy, like I couldn't be more thankful.
It's nice to be a part of something that feels so traditional and stable, and yet feels electric because it's new.
Boom. There it is. Look it up. It's real.
Yes, we rock.